Can you do me a favor? Can you pass out some of these cards around the tables? That'd be great. Thank you. I'm gonna go. Just go. Grace, peace, and mercy are yours from the triune God. Amen. Our verse from today comes off the heels of last week's verse where we talked about being fruitful branches, connected to one another and to Christ. And now, Jesus is going to explain that a little bit to us. This is, after all, his farewell to his friends, and he wants to make sure that they get the point. This is the last teaching to them that he will have. And so, he wants to make sure that they understand. So he says twice, "This is why I have said these things to you." Twice he says this. The first time he says, "It is so that your joy may be complete." I have said this to you so that your joy may be complete. The second is that he is giving these commandments so that you love one another. Now, you know that I take joy very seriously, which is sort of a fun thing to say. We often think that joy is not serious and sort of jokey or rambunctious, and it can be. Dwelling in God can be a thrill and full of laughter and silliness, but I believe that joy is holy. Joy comes with great meaning. Joy is living into the beauty of the world. Joy is to live in gratitude and intentionality with people and creations. To say it another way, to experience joy, we need to love. This is what it means to abide in God. And to love is what it means to follow God's commandments. That's what God's commandments are all about. It's about loving people, right? So if we can't love, we can't follow God's commandments. The commandments, then, to follow like an 8th grade transitive property, if A equals B and B equals C, then very good. To experience joy is to experience purpose, is to experience love, right? Joy is to experience love. It's almost like the writer of John is saying the same thing over and over again to help people with different understandings live a better life. If you are tuned into following commandments, you're like a type A person, great. You will know God's love. That's the point. You need to love. Follow God's commandments. If you are tuned into loving and serving the neighbor, you're a type 2 on the Enneagram or whatever, it will lead you to joy. If you want to know joy, you will need to care about other people. You will need to love them. That's good. So, friends, as we talked about good fruit last week, and we talked about flowers and our connectedness, and as we talk about much of the same thing this week, and our joy and connectedness and following the commandments, I want to talk about our teacher bag encouragement project last week. So this is a conversation. I want people to talk with one another and to feel like they can say hello, but you're around tables, right? So maybe you three, can you join this table just to help the conversation a little bit? Thank you. So this is a conversation. You're not listening to me anymore necessarily, right? But I'm going to help facilitate the conversation. Who experienced joy last week? Let's say you went to this teacher thing. Share in your group about what it looked like, okay? If you were there, share in your group about what it looked like. Take a couple seconds. Okay. All right. I've kind of listened to all of you. Great. So this is for the group, right? We're talking together. Folks that weren't able to make it last week to the event, but did listen to the people explain the event and what happened and what it looked like. What did you feel from the people sharing?
Sorry that I missed it, but you'll be there next time.
What?
Joy.
Oh my gosh. I'm out here just throwing softballs. It's good. What else? What else? Pride. Yeah. Pride, sure. Cool.
It wasn't scary for Nancy.
No.
I'm surprised. She's so shy. Yeah.
Hi, how are you today? And
Yeah.
thank your teacher by helping with the bag.
Yeah. Did anybody who was there, Robbie says, I heard people experience joy. I heard pride. I felt excitement when people were sharing. It was very cool. Was anybody who was there surprised by a connection they made with another person? Tell me about it, Nancy. What happened? Short. I love you. But
Primarily, I was surprised because those who I approached, they looked at me like I had 6 heads. They took the paper and they actually came and showed up.
yeah.
And then when I saw them, I said, thank you for doing this with the teachers.
Wow.
So that surprised me. It was really fun.
Yeah. That connectedness. But like you said thank you to them for thanking their teachers. And they were saying thank you for us for having an event.
Oh, yes. And some of them said, this is such a great idea.
Yeah, so cool. Yeah,
They did.
cool. What else?
It was interesting to see the parents at first hesitant, like, what's the catch on? Yes.
Right.
Like, coming in like, what do you want?
Yeah.
Are they trying to sell me something?
Yeah.
Like, it was just, it's so interesting in our culture today that it's, what's the catch?
Right.
What do I have to do? What, yeah.
Grace is never free, right?
Yes.
Right? That's what we learn. What hoop do I have to jump through to get what presentation do I have to get my free scuba diving thing, you know? Like yeah.
But once they were in, it was like this relief. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I love that. I overheard a couple of conversations with people of just one woman. I just want to share this. I should talk to Kristen. Ask Kristen about it. It's a really cool conversation that she shared with me. This woman was sitting outside by the computers, which is outside of the room, and just stopped in and just said, "Hey, I recognize you because our daughters are both in similar circles, and what's going on?" And she explains it, and kind of said, "I have been looking for a church where kids can be kids, where my special needs daughter can be who they are, and where the community doesn't hate people." Y'all, there's people looking for that. there's people that need a word of grace. And it was just so cool to hear. And not a planned interaction, right? Kristen didn't say anything, but was there, doing something cool in the community. It was very neat. Okay. This is discipleship, right? This is what Jesus calls us into. This is why we do church, one of the reasons. This is a blessing. This is why we do these events, so that we can see love in action and know God's joy. It is how we learn. It's how we understand our connectedness. I want to take the next few minutes and try something else that I hope will help us learn. It's prayer. a way to experience and know our connection to others and to God. I want you to take your cards out of your basket, your thank you cards, okay? Split them up as you can.